Once a year, on the Israeli Holocaust Memorial Day, Yom HaShoah, the focus in Auschwitz isn't on death, but on life. The March of the Living honors the 6 million Jewish victims during the Holocaust, and its name recalls the death marches the prisoners were forced to go on. But the event at the largest Nazi German extermination camp is also about sending a message. The 10,000 participants from around the world prove that Judaism is alive. Also taking part are 230 non-Jewish German teenagers from Brandenburg. Emil and Pauline go to school in Birkenwerder near Berlin. This is the students' first trip to Auschwitz, which was the largest Nazi German extermination camp.
I
think visiting Auschwitz can help me get a more accurate picture of it, an idea of the scale, better than what I get from photos and stories. I think being there gives you a better sense of it.
I
feel I have a responsibility to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
After an 8-hour bus ride, they arrive in Auschwitz in Poland. The teenagers get a tour through the museum in what had been the main camp. From 1940 until its liberation in 1945, Auschwitz was expanded into a massive camp complex. First used for housing forced laborers, German Nazis soon used Auschwitz-Birkenau for the industrial-scale mass extermination of human beings. Of the more than 1 million people murdered in the camp's gas chambers, 90% were Jewish. The teenagers have learned about Nazi Germany and the Holocaust, but many of the details about the deportations are new to them. They're deeply moved by what they hear, but even more so by what they see. Such as canisters of the deadly gas used here, Zyklon B, which illustrate the horrors. A twofold educational effect, factual and emotional.
I hadn't known that in the beginning, mostly Polish people were sent to concentration camps.
I did know that Jewish and other people were sent here, but not with the degree of detail as it was just explained to me.
The tour lasts almost 2 hours. The photos of deported men, women and children, along with their names and the dates of their arrivals and deaths, have an especially sobering effect on the young visitors.
You have to keep the memory alive, not just the memories of the people who were killed, but the memory of how cruel people can be, and that things like this must not be repeated.
Their first day in Auschwitz leaves the group with much to reflect on. The next day, the mood is mixed. Everyone is excited about the March of the Living, but some are still preoccupied by the previous day's tour.
It stayed with me. Last night, I had to just let it all sink in, and this morning it was kind of hard to get up, knowing that I was coming back here. But I'm looking forward to it.
I think it could be a little difficult again for some of us. I've heard that a lot of people cry, and people's stories are told, so I think it could be mentally challenging again.
After a 2-year break due to the pandemic and a smaller event in 2022, this year people have come from 20 countries to commemorate the atrocities carried out on Europe's Jewish people.
Meeting Jews from around the world, I think, really brings us together, and we have something to connect deep down. You know, our cultures might be different, but at the root of our family and at the root of our ancestors, we're all the same.
Sorry, this is very emotional for me, but why I'm here is to remember and honor my grandparents and their families who were lost during the Holocaust and the war.
A delegation of Polish cadet soldiers has arrived. Many of the victims of Auschwitz, both Jewish and not, were Polish.
It's an opportunity to experience history that we otherwise only know from school, and it's a chance to meet people from other schools and countries.
There's a plan of order for the groups taking part in the march, and before things can start, everyone has to find their assigned place. The German teenagers are in position.
So far, the mood is relaxed, not tense at all. It's all still laid back.
It's incredible that so many people come here, that they're willing to make the journey from so many different places.
As they wait to start, it's a good moment for a short chat between the German and Israeli teens who will be walking side by side in the march. The mayor of Kfar Yona city has come with 20 girls and boys as part of a sister city partnership with the eastern German town of Oranienburg.
We are standing in the place that many of the Jewish people killed here and by the Germans. And when we are going together in this march, it says that we are together in life and we want to say something to the world.
The fact that Israelis and Germans will march the 3 kilometers to Auschwitz-Birkenau together is meant as a symbol of reconciliation, and it's something the German teenagers do not take for granted. None of them had ever met a Jewish person before now. The March of the Living was inaugurated 35 years ago by Holocaust survivors, and initially participation was reserved only for Jewish people. But that was changed. In 2022, Polish President Andrzej Duda took part, paying tribute to the victims and contemporary witnesses, of whom ever fewer are still alive. This survivor marches supported by his family. He survived Auschwitz and 6 other camps.
I'm optimistic because I know that the world is changing for better. Slowly.
That's a hope presumably shared by many in the march. After an hour, the destination is reached, Auschwitz-Birkenau. Small signs are carefully put down. One reads, "Never again." Being on this site where mass extermination took place leaves its mark on the visitors. Whether as an individual or in a group, the focus is now on remembrance.
I thought it was totally fine that the mood was relaxed on the way here. People were playing songs and all. I didn't think that was bad at all. Here on the square, the mood was then very tense. At least it seemed that way to me. And here, that relaxed mood wouldn't have been so appropriate.
You see nothing but these ruins, so to speak, and then to imagine it. Of course we knew the history, but I'm coming away with a bit more experience.
In all likelihood, Paulina and Emir, as well as many others, will continue to reflect for some time to come on what they experienced on this very special trip.